Hello, my name is Matthew Pathiel, and today I'll be presenting on open source technology. I'll be discussing some of the history behind it, why it's different than closed proprietary systems that Apple uses, and which companies have already started picking up the use of open source technology and what the future has in store. So what exactly is open source technology? The open source model provides for a cost-effective and accessible way to scale a product globally for the modification of others. Open source technology allows for users to accept a free license while adding their own modifications or new ways to implement that design. There's two types of open source sectors. The first open source sector is open source hardware. Open source hardware is lesser known, but it includes a wide variety of products such as electronics, food and beverage, digital content, medicine, science, fashion, as well as others. The more known sector, open source software, provides that companies produce an open source code and provide it to the public domain. Companies such as Google, HP, and IBM have seemed to have been giving their open source code to independent developers, where independent developers would have programmers that feel comfortable to use the code and modify. Now, how did open source even come to be about? In 1998 in Palo Alto, Netscape launched their own open source code into the public domain. Since then, many different organizations, companies, and initiatives have taken place, such as the Linux Foundation, the Apache Software Foundation, the Open Source Initiative, IETF, the Internet Software Consortium, as well as others. Now, you may wonder what sectors are impacted by open source. And the answer is everyone. You can obviously see it mostly in IT, but open source also affects business, education, government, in many different ways to make things more efficient and effective in the workplace. As you can see here, 8 out of 10 companies use open source as opposed to their closed proprietary software. In addition, 78 of respondents said that their companies would run part or all their operations on OSSS. 93% said their organization uses open source